Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money. Queens get the money, yeah. I'ma knock it out the park with this one. I'ma knock it out the park with this one, yeah. I'ma knock it out the park with this one. Queens get the money. Queens get the money.
Welcome to Queens Get the Money. My name is Barry Grant Jr. That over there, that person, that MVP of this entire organization, the Silent Assassin is here. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good because I can clearly hear you good now. Last week was like, you sound like you were in water and deep trouble. So hope you're good now.
Yeah, feeling better.
Yeah, it's always good. Mets win 4-2. Are we happy about that?
For me, it is what it is. Sorry, there's like a crazy helicopter flying by right now.
Sure. There's some criminal that's being
tracked down. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's good to see still. Like, I feel like there wasn't much offense. There was 2 solo home runs, and then Carson Bench had 2 RBIs. I obviously want to see more of a team effort. And, I feel like just this season as a whole is, I'm pretty much over it. Even if there is, like, I saw like a video online and I was even thinking of like being like a delusional Mets fan. It's like still kind of waiting out on that hope and that run. Yeah. But with this team, this team is done. Like there's no camaraderie that I feel confident in that this team's kind of going to get that energy and kind of go on a crazy run. And we're still like kind of always thinking about, the miracle Mets, and you never know, and the season's not over, which it's not, but I just don't really have any confidence in this team, honestly. With the coaching staff and with the players themselves, I feel like they're all kind of pretty much, not in it, just the way that they play. I know the 2 games, before the previous 2 games with the Reds and the Marlins series are just pretty awful. And so I don't know. I feel like this is just a lost season, even though it is not even June yet, but it's just they're, as of last time I checked, 15 games back in the division and then 8 or 9 games back in the wild card. So, for me, I'm kind of, checked out. So if they win, they lose, I'm kind of, whatever with both.
I can't even blame you. Because the thing is like they won tonight 4-2. Okay. Right? Like Jonathan pitched well. He had 4 walks, but, got out of trouble. Okay. Carson Bench is the future of the team. We see the 2 hitters that literally had all the runs tonight outside of Hagenman that hit the damn shot, or Reagan, whatever the hell his name is, right? That's the future for the next decade of this team. We're aware of that. Outside of that, it's pure garbage.
Yeah.
It's 100%. Absolute garbage. So for me, I'm not going to be happy about this win. You're okay. You didn't get swept. You got swept by the team last series. You didn't get swept. Okay. You know what I mean? It's over already. Look at Stearns needs to be held accountable. Yes, Alfred from the Metropolitan Report. Absolutely. We won tonight. It's a good night. Yeah, I guess. Okay. I still have a sliver of hope. That is you, my friend, because tonight will be the night that I completely go apeshit. You don't know about I know about him, but I don't need to know his name. Who is it? He's a waiver claim. What the hell do I care? What do I care? What do I care about waiver claims? There's a reason why he's there. So no, I don't care. Worst team money can buy, probably. Now, here's the thing. And I asked you to pull this up for me or get this because I'm still, you know, focused on what happened last night with the whole Peterson thing, the whole Carlos Mendoza thing. So I'm gonna play that audio right now because I've had enough. Let's go ahead and go see what Mr. Mendoza has to say.
Just that fight from Peterson that he wasn't backing up yesterday. That's what comes to publicly fall on coaching staff, that kind of thing. Do you get any sense that your messaging is not getting through to your players, or coaching staff's messaging is not getting through?
No, not at all. I mean, you hate to see it, obviously. Can't happen. It can't happen, especially at this level. That's something that physical mistakes are going to happen, but mental mistakes, especially when you're not playing well. But as far as the messaging, from my end, I know for sure in the coaching staff and the way we hold people accountable, it doesn't necessarily have to be in front of the camera. So, but as far as the messaging is received, like there's not concerns there.
What is reinforcing that? What is being received?
What is reinforcing? I mean, it's everything behind the scenes. But until we go out there and do it and play better, like for me to say something here is, we got to go out and do it.
That in itself, Silent Assassin, is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can be able to have somebody not cover the bag consistently, right? Because we had Ron Darling. Did you send me that video of Ron Darling?
Yeah, I believe I texted it to you.
Was it in the chat, or is it?
I think it was in the chat.
Yeah. So for Ron Darling to come out, and here it is. For Ron Darling to come out and say what he said about this team speaks volumes, because they asked Mendoza, well, did you speak to him yet? Nah, I ain't speak to him yet. It's after the game. They're in the fucking clubhouse. They're taking their showers, and you still ain't speak to them yet? Like, at what point are you going to be able to turn to the dugout, turn to your players, and just launch off and be able to hold them accountable right there on the spot? These are millionaires. These are not children. So for you to feel like, well, you can't really talk to them because, you don't want to ruffle any feathers, then to be honest with you, we don't want you. We don't want you on this team. I'll be 100% with you. We don't want you on this team if that's going to be the situation. Silent Assassin. Like, if a coach can't be able to get through to you, then there's a problem. There's clearly a fundamental problem here on this team. The fundies are bad. They don't know how to take ground balls. They're not prepared. There's no plan for hitting. There's nothing here. So why the fuck is he still here managing the team if every day he's going to sit up there and say the same thing every fucking night? Oh, we just got to play. No shit. But what are you doing to prepare them to play? Because they're just kicking the ball all over the field. They're taking it back that they don't even look like they know what's happening. They're just guessing up there. What do you do to prepare them? If you take the two managers, right? You got the dude in Milwaukee and you got Carlos Mendoza. You had what's his name? Abner Uribe do the whole DX crotch chop stuff, and he was going crazy. And what did that manager say after the game? Can't have it. Can't have it. Matter of fact, I was embarrassed by it. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. That's what you want to hear, because you can clearly know that he spoke to his ass after the game, if not in the dugout, when it happened. So when you have Ron Darling calling out this team and saying that this is something that they have they have clearly been doing all season, but they haven't talked about it. Because what's the point of talking about it? Because you know if you go ahead and talk about it, then you're going to be persona non grata for the Mets. So let's listen to Ron Darling.
A thing that you don't. I don't understand it, but it really tells me that coaches really don't have as much influence as the players as they think they have, because someone should rip someone at some point, but they don't, because they don't want to upset anyone. You have to back up bases every single time.
You don't think that'll be addressed after the game
It
at
might,
all?
It might be, but not addressed the way it should be addressed.
Not
because if it was addressed, Gary, it wouldn't happen. It happens every game. We just don't point it out.
Substitute teacher vibes from this team. And I've said this before. He's a substitute teacher. There is no accountability for a player that you can be able to continue. If they know these guys are announcing and commentating on the game every single fucking day, and if they're saying that this shit happens all the time, then it happens all the time. I don't need to see it on TV. I hear it from them. Those guys play for this damn organization. Gary's been here for forever. You don't think that they understand fundamentals of baseball? So all of a sudden, these guys don't know what to do in regards to fundamentals. So if I don't say anything to you, then clearly you don't care to be able to fix it. How many times am I supposed to say something to you before you get it? And if you don't get it, now we have a communication problem. So I'm going to go ahead and sit your ass down. You're not playing anymore. You know what used to happen back in the day when guys used to be called hot dogs, or they used to hot dog it to first base, or they used to hot dog it in the outfield? They'd get benched.
Out of the game, yeah.
Like, they would get yanked out of the game, and you can have a seat for the rest of the night, my man.
Also, too, like, not even from, like, a star player where maybe you, like, feel like, oh, I kind of have to be a little bit different. But, like, with Peterson, why is he even still here? And you can't even go up to have a conversation, like, pull him. Like, we've seen it where you know, players or, you know, pitchers get taken, you know, come off the field and get taken right down to the tunnel, and then they come back and there's a different tone. You know, you have, if you're a manager, especially in New York, you have to be comfortable with being confrontational in moments. Like I've always said, I feel like he's just too much of a player's person, and he cares about keeping kind of those relationships rather than being that boss at the end of the day. That is kind of when it comes down to the hard moments, is kind of nervous to kind of speak up because he doesn't want to lose some players. But, you know, the players should have, you know, respect for him and vice versa. But there comes times where you have to kind of have those blowout moments. And I just really, like he said, like, oh, they talk about it behind the scenes, not necessarily on camera, but I don't get any vibe that really necessarily happens where he kind of has that crash out big moment in front of these players. And kind of, you know, we've seen him for, this is his third year now, and it's been the same results. And I always put 2024 on, you know, that's Jose Iglesias and JD Martinez team.
Right.
Like, they turned it around.
They held players accountable in that dugout. It wasn't Mendy. And again, I'm telling you, like, outside of the people on this pod, outside of my, like, you know, very, very tight-knit group, if I hear 2024 again, I'm going to lose my shit. Because that was a fluke. Let's just call a spade a spade. It was a fluke. For any team to do what that Met team did in 2024, everything had to break right. And that's exactly what happened. They didn't have any major injuries that year, the second half of the season. So they fell into luck while other teams didn't have it. That's not something that you can be able to, like, pinpoint and say, oh, look at it's an outlier. This is what they are. Do you know what their record has been, Silent Assassin? Including this win tonight, since June 12th of last year. They are 61-88.
Pretty bad.
What manager would still be employed with a record like that.
Yeah, like also too, like this is his last year, so like what is kind of the
What is
purpose
the
of even
holdup?
having him? Yeah, like despite he really shouldn't have been bought back this year.
No. After you
and
dumped his entire staff.
yeah, like he, if anyone should have stayed, it would have been Richardson and Hefner for me personally. That kind of got the call back, if anyone, and even with this horrible start, it's like, why is he still here?
Why
It's
is he
just
still here? He
what
should have been
is
fired 20 games ago.
So it's just, I feel like, well, I think it's clear for everybody that it's just kind of David Stearns kind of holding out hope for himself that if he does fire Mendoza, then he's kind of the next in line. But I feel like at this point it's both of them. I feel like if you're Cohen, I don't see how you keep Stearns at this point as well.
I think both are on the hook. Both are on the hook because at the end of the day, if he fires Mendy, he's now on the clock. But at the same time, Cohen needs to take control of his baseball team. This is my organization. I'm the owner. I put you in charge to be able to handle everything baseball related in this organization. You have fucking failed. That needs to be the conversation outside of drafting and bigging up the analytics department and all this other stuff. You have failed colossally. Like, that's not even a word, but I want to use it. You have failed on such a high level that I am now going to hire a well-respected general manager. That person is going to handle everything free agency, everything roster-wise in regards to this. You can be able to handle the development stuff. You are not dealing with free agency anymore. It's either going to be the GM and me, and that's it. You will not be a part of anything in regards to picking players in free agency. Absolutely not. And if you don't accept it, then there's a fucking door. Because I can go ahead and go give Theo Epstein a bag of money to come over here and come save this. That's what I want. I want somebody with a proven track record that have taken dumpster fire organizations and brought them World Series championships. Not somebody who hasn't never been there. Like this is the mind fuck that I can't understand is that you took somebody who's never won anything.
Yeah.
And put him in an organization that doesn't have a history of winning. How does that make sense?
Yeah, like you go off of, well, Milwaukee is, has been in the playoffs how many years, but they haven't got to the finish line. I feel like that, they could make it like the Yankees make it every year. They haven't made it to the finish line. Even, I know it's difficult, but to have that consistency, like you have to see at least something, and not hold it over someone's head. Like, hey, I've been to playoffs, I built these playoff contending teams. Okay, cool, but how many have you won? None. Okay, then what's your worth to this team then? We want to bring championships. You don't have that on your resume. You could be a part of it, but I want the number one guy kind of to have at least a ring.
At least got there.
Yeah, at least got there. True, yeah.
Like, so, like that's my biggest thing with Stearns. And listen, I am guilty like most Met fans. Tom, guilty like most Met fans. You, guilty like most Met fans. We came in with optimism. Oh, we like the Robert deal. We like the Polanco deal. And I still like those deals, but they came with risk. Like, we know that Polanco's a great hitter, but 70% of his at-bats last year came at DH. And you thought that signing him to play first base was a good idea. How does that even make sense?
Yeah. Like,
you've never driven a truck before. Well, you drive a car, right? Same thing. No, the fuck it isn't.
Yeah, it was like all these moves that's like, oh, like this could work, but it's such a like low risk like situation, but also it has to work out. And when you have these guys like Robert and Polanco that, especially Robert, that is always injured, And you want him out there. I know like they were changing his schedule up, but for these players to kind of be pretty much everyday players, I would say, it just didn't make sense from the start because they're just injury prone players. But if you do get them for a significant amount of the season, then it could be something that is a high reward situation. But I just find it crazy still. Like I'm gonna go back to the Pete Alonso thing. Is that when there was news that came out that the Mets might be interested in signing or trading for a power hitting first baseman, that was a few weeks back. I'm like, well, you had it right there. If you want to give him money, okay, cool, but you had it right there. And that was the type of move that you knew what you were getting. You were getting 162 games, and you're getting 35, 40 home runs.
Right.
Like
He's not a great defender, but he's better than fucking Mark Vientos.
Yeah. So to have so many of these risky players come on the team, and you get rid of kind of the whole roster, which at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna be harping on it, but it just was a very strange kind of decision now looking at it, that clearly it hasn't worked out, and I don't think it's going to work out.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, but to think that your team, I feel like we're a little bit delusional. I think the team was better.
Yeah, it was just optimism and hope that hey, the offseason, the season just was so bad, it left a bad taste in our mouth, and then he's over here making all of these moves, and it's just like it's like the relationship that is basically over, right? And then the person over here tries to do some stuff at the end to try to appease to the person. You know what I mean? Like you're doing all of these nice things, and then the person says, you know what, maybe I give her or him another shot. You know what I'm saying? And then the first instance that you realize that this was a mistake, you start regretting it again. It's like, I this is why I needed to leave. This is why I wanted to break up with this person, because they are who they are. David Stearns has shown us who he is very early in the process. Not even this year, last year, when he literally struck out on every single move that he made. So we are the idiots for having hope. We are the idiots because we're Met fans. We're always going to go ahead and just be optimistic. There's always next year. The fuck it isn't. Not with him. Not with him, and not with this substitute teacher of a manager that we have that cannot motivate anybody, that can't speak to anybody, that has no type of accountability for any of his fucking players, that they can be able to just kick the ball around and not cover bags every fucking game or whatever it is. That should never happen in baseball. So we got our guest there. Shouts to Armand for coming up, giving us some information on the game, how it transpires. I want to get a play-by-play from him. So we're going to bring him on the stage right now. Armand, what's up, man?
What's up, Barry? Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good.
Yay, we won a game. Yippee.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what my vibe was. Like, I don't give two shits about this game. I love the fact that Carson Bench continues to just hit the ball well. AJ Ewing had a great defense out there today. Juan Soto continued to tear it up. Jonathan looked good outside of the walks, right?
Speaking of Jonathan, I got a tweet from Lauren Albanese.
Okay.
And of course, this is from Per Mendoza. Oh, Jesus. Jonathan will remain with the Mets. They intend to get creative with his usage and deploy him in different ways. Do we not have a ton of injuries in the rotation? Like, can we just put him in the rotation?
But Armand, here's the question. Don't we have Tobias Myers for that?
Yes, thank you.
What the fuck are we doing? Well, how does this even make sense? The kid is a starting pitcher.
Yes, he is.
Start him, because at this point, he's better than Peterson and he's better than Mania. Just throw him out there.
I agree. Leave the piggybacking to Brazaban, Peterson, and Myers.
That's it.
And even Mania, I will say those four should be the piggyback duo, and you can use any two in any way, shape, or form.
I agree.
Just don't do Peterson and Mania together, because that's just a disaster. You're waving the white flag on that game. You are punting that game.
The biggest thing is like how do we have Peterson still on this roster? That I know you can't send him down because he has too much service time and all that other stuff. But at this point, he's in the last year of his contract. We know he's hitting free agency. How is he still here?
One word: injuries. There's too many injuries. I hate to say, but listen, I get it, man. And we're not the only team with a crap ton of injuries. Just look at the Houston Astros. Yeah. They have like 17 injuries on their IL, and they suck. Just a league-wide issue with all these injuries with teams. But I agree. I think David Peterson should be gone. But then I also like, would I rather see David Peterson, or would I rather see a schmuck like Dickie Lovelady, who's now pitching well?
You see what he's doing. You see what he's doing with the damn.
Did you see Kirk Kimbrell? Did you see Kirk Kimbrell?
Lights out. Yeah, lights out. Again, it is a shot across the bow when it comes to our organization, and when you see other players start to play well. It's us. It has nothing to do with them. It's us. It's our philosophy. David Stearns wanted to go ahead and completely just destroy and have a skeleton crew out here because he knows better. Well, it's not even him. His computer is telling him that he knows better. So my biggest thing is that it's not the players, because I'm sure that every player that gets traded from the Mets at the deadline, they're all going to be fine. They're all going to hit. They're all going to play well. They're all going to be just fine because they're major league players. They just can't play here under this shit organization in front office. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. We have not been a great organization, and it's not because we haven't tried. It's because we have a fox in the fucking henhouse. That's what it is. And David Stearns is that fox. He's not smart at this. No. I was just telling Nicole before you got on.
You know who David Stearns reminds me of? The character from Grandma's Boy. That's like the big, like the he becomes the villain, but he's like the big game, and he just thinks he knows everything. And
absolutely the robot guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. I apologize to chat.
100%. So Nicole, you have any questions for Armand?
I was gonna say, I guess. Do you have any hope of a turnaround this season, or like, what are your thoughts on that?
I waved a white flag, and actually, June 11th is my final game for the season against the Cardinals at 1:00 on Thursday. Like I have said that's my last game I'm going to. Because
you have season tickets, Armand?
No, I'm not a season ticket holder.
Okay.
I can't do season ticket holders. I'd flip. I'd probably get banned, like sending a nasty email to the ticket people, and they're just doing their job.
Right.
They just they're the messenger. But like I can't do season tickets. I do individual tickets. I bought the tickets because they had no ticket fees.
Right.
But that's my last game.
My last game is July 11th.
I can't. It's when they play this bad, they make Citi Field. Like when I met you, Barry, I told you and your lovely wife, I said, welcome to the only thing that the Mets win is food awards.
Yes. Food awards, best food.
Back-to-back years. That's our dynasty. We don't have a dynasty like the Dodgers or like the Yankees from the 90s. Our dynasty is we bring the best food.
Best food, best
Citi Field is the best. Citi Field is the best food court in America.
Right.
So when they play this bad, they make it the best food court in America.
Yeah. So all right. So positives from tonight's game. Give me some positives, Armand.
Carson Bench, AJ Ewing defensively. Juan Soto heating up.
Man, he's hot.
Attention to our opponents. Treat Juan Soto like Barry Bonds and just walk him.
Yeah.
There's a schmuck that's going to bat behind him, whether it's Mark Vientos or Marcus Semien. I know he's not a cleanup hitter, but I did like AJ Ewing batting cleanup.
Why?
Probably have to. It's contact, and I feel like he'd give us a better at bat than anybody else. Pick you want Marcus Simeon
No.
clean up spot?
No.
He's only good when there's runners on base.
Yeah.
I don't trust Vientos. You can't put Torrens or Sanger or any of the catchers there in the 4-hole. Like, unless you're gonna flip Ewing to lead off and put Benj in the cleanup spot.
I think I would prefer that.
I want Bo Bichette out of the 2-hole.
I think it might be time for him to move out of there because he's not doing anything. It's not like he's getting great at bats, working counts. He's just swinging at nonsense. So if you're gonna be in that hole, like just put him at cleanup and see what happens. I don't give a shit at this point.
I go Benj, Bo 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I go Ewing, and you could rotate the 2-hole and keep Soto at 3.
Absolutely. You can have Soto go from 2 or 3. But like I'm just thoughts on Mendoza. Thoughts on what Ron Darling said yesterday, because I'm not gonna lie to you, man, like it didn't matter what happened tonight with the game, Armand.
Yes.
I was gonna come in here and I was going to lay into Carlos Mendoza and David Peterson just because I have seen this so many times this season. I saw it last season and I saw it in 2024 as well. This guy has no accountability. He just sits there and does nothing while this team continues to implode on itself. And for a manager to not have any type of wherewithal to be able to literally look his team in the face and start challenging guys and asking them, if you really want to be on this team, you need to show it. Because if you don't show it, I'm not going to play you. I'm one of the, if I was Carlos Mendoza, I'm a lame duck manager anyway. I'm going out on my shield. I am not going to have anybody disrespect me, because at the end of the day, I am literally, kind of advertising for another job. Yes. So I need to make sure that when other organizations see me, they know that I am not somebody that they can just kick around.
Love what Ron Darling said. And I can use Ron Darling's words for this whole entire league, all around baseball, because this whole league is soft. All owners are soft. They don't like negative talk. They don't like negative press. We've dealt with it with the Wilpons. How many times did fans back in the day call into WFAN? How many times did WFAN people rip them? How many times did guys like John Heyman rip the Wilpons? And it forced them to spend money. Right. It forced them to bring back Cespedes. Remember that when he was a rental? Like they would have never signed him, but they were getting called out in the newspapers and everything. The players are soft. That's why you don't see a lot of accountability, not just from the Mets, from the entire league. But I agree. Mendoza should have been gone. I'm surprised in the month of April during the 12 games losing streak
that he wasn't fired.
But how come you didn't? I know people don't like fakeness, but why not just try to show some emotion? Try to get ejected from a game. Just try to get ejected from a game. Something. I know all these managers, and Mendoza too. He's all puppets.
Yeah,
they're never going to call out a paper publicly. My accountability with Mendoza is I never see him talking to the players inside the dugout.
Never.
When they do something wrong.
There's never.
I don't care if it's a veteran like David Peterson.
Yeah.
A young guy like Tong or McLean. I don't see him talking to them.
No.
In the dugout.
Nah, that's right. That's true. I mean, think about it last night. Peterson's on the top step, just looking like a deer with, in headlights. He's just an idiot, right? And you have Mendoza on the other side. He's looking like an idiot. And it's just like, where is a conversation where you pull him aside and you say, look, man, I understand that this is hard. I understand that this is, there's a lot of pressure going on, but you can't fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like, period. You are a veteran. You're supposed to be able to set an example for these young dudes. If you don't understand your job, I'm going to remind you of what your job is. And if you don't do your job going forward, you won't be here. Period. That's it. Like,
you
how
brought it.
hard is that?
You brought
Because
up the Abner Uribe situation from yesterday.
I brought it up.
Pat Murphy talked to him in the dugout, but then I believe Pat Murphy and the team, because I saw a quote from Christian Yelich today saying that it was handled internally by the Brewers themselves, and I think even the Cardinals. I think they also. So nothing happened on the field tonight.
Right. That's how you handle it. But look at Murphy said something in public to the media. I wasn't okay with that. I was embarrassed by it. Can't do that. I understand that he was all hyped up, but you can't have that. So, and I know that conversation was a lot more in depth and a lot more slurs were probably, not slurs, but F words and all that other stuff was being, put around.
Privately,
so
yes.
That's what needs to happen here, but we don't have that. You have fucking Mendoza talking about, oh, well, he knows that. He knows that. No, the fuck he doesn't, because if he does know, he wouldn't do it anymore. If you knew what the consequences were to things, you won't do it anymore. Seriously. If you knew that you would literally not be in the start, you wouldn't even be pitching for the next 5 games if you keep doing that shit, then you wouldn't do it, because you've learned this shit at the lower levels. You know that that's what you have to cover. You have to cover the bags. That is baseball 101. Like, how do you forget that? You can't be that out of your fucking mind that you forget simple basics in baseball. So if you are forgetting that, I'm going to remind you, and I'm going to tell you to go have a seat. And until you be able to figure it out, to know exactly what your job is, then you can be able to come back on this team. Until then, you can have a seat. Mm-hmm. How hard is that? Mm-hmm. Silence asks, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how hard is that to just be a fucking adult and hold these other adults that are getting paid millions of dollars accountable? These are not children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, that's probably the easiest part of a pitcher, is just to go and back up bases and just be there, as if the ball does get loose, you're there to pick it up. And it should be
70% of the time, you don't even get the ball thrown to you. You just cover the bag.
I feel like it's immediate response. Like, okay, the ball's thrown there, I gotta go here, and that's it. Like, they practice this, they train this. He's been playing the majors for 6 years now, and all that minor league training. Like, it's not something new where he's like, oh, I just forgot. It should be instinct. Like, the second a ball is hitting the infield, the pitcher's got to go to kind of wherever the motion, the first base, whatever, just to kind of if no one's covering the bag, you gotta be there at first base, or at the plate, or wherever the situation is on the field. But I feel like, just from him being a free agent, him he's not playing to anything great, his best ability, and that, I feel like the message is he wasn't going to be here today. I understand, there is, Armand said, the injury situation, which I do get 100%, but I feel like just that, and where this team is, you have to kind of make a move like that. I feel like, just, okay, he's not helping this team, he's let go.
Just think about how mentally, inferior, or I won't even use that word, but mentally small David Peterson has to be, that you can't open a game. Mm-hmm. You can't face the top of the fucking lineup. Mm-hmm. That you need to have somebody start the game for you. Mm-hmm. That in itself, you can't pitch here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you have to do that with somebody, you cannot pitch here. Mm-hmm. You're we're going through a full season of this shit. You can't be here. Mm-hmm. This is the lowest of the low as a Met fan, to see that you have pitchers that can't start the game.
Yeah, as a starting pitcher, you can't
do your job. As a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
When you have Husker Brazaban be a better first inning pitcher than a regular starting pitcher, you got some serious issues. No confidence.
Yo, Armand, how can you be here? Listen, I tell people all the time, right? New York sports, there needs to be maybe a deeper vetting process. Maybe guys need to start taking polygraphs or whatever it is. Because if I start asking you certain questions in regards to New York pressure and you start to get nervous, I don't want you here. I don't want you here. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain type of player that can be able to play here. David Peterson is not one of them.
No.
Just like how Ryan Helsley wasn't one of them. Just like how Cedric Mullins wasn't one of them. You have to find guys that can play here. Mentally tough players need to be here. Not 37-year-olds that are kicking the ball around defensively who you brought them in for defense. Not guys like Brett Beatty who are not Major League Baseball players. Not guys like Mark Vientos who are not Major League Baseball players. Not Sean Manaea, who's not an active Major League Baseball player right now. He's just not. And David Peterson, not a Major League pitcher right now. How many players have I just went through that are not Major League players on this team that your fucking computer said that they were? So at one point, does Steve Cohen, like, where is he, right? Since that tweet that he had for Bo Bichette that he got a hit, right? Where has he been? Where has he been? And then I got another thing too. The New York media have some nuts and start challenging these dudes outside of John Heyman and other people that probably do it. There's only a few people that actually ask tough questions to these people, to David Stearns, to Carlos Mendoza. Ask questions because we need answers. This is bullshit. What we're getting is bullshit. This product is bullshit. And when you have a president of baseball operations that just sits there and smirks at you and then has these condescending press conferences, it's enough already. It's over.
Cringe-worthy press conferences.
Cringe-worthy with a
he is not a social person.
He got so mad. He got so mad the other. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna keep.
Oh, at Joe Sherman. I'm
not gonna keep answering questions about Carlos Mendoza every 2 weeks. Yes, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. I don't care about what are you gonna do? Pull my credentials because you don't want to answer a question? Then you really don't want to be here. It's enough. I'm done with it. That's why I don't even care about this game. I don't give a shit about us winning a third game out of a 3-game series. I don't care. We have the worst record in baseball for a fucking reason, because the top of this organization in this front office is tone deaf, and he's been tone deaf since he's been here. So any Met fan, I understand the positivity. I'm not with it tonight. I don't care. I don't want to hear no fucking positivity because this team sucks. And if I hear 2024 again, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. But they have the same record in 2035. It's not the same team. It isn't.
It's not.
You had 30-plus homer. You had homegrown guys that have been here, and you had a nice hodgepodge of guys. And I said it even back then, and Silent Assassin can attest to this. I said they are winning despite their manager. They are winning despite their manager. Not because of him, despite him.
Winning is the greatest deodorant in all the sports.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It masks all the bullshit. And there was plenty of bullshit in 2024. And I keep trying to tell people, when you combine the first half of 2024 and then you combine the second half of 2025 and then you combine the first half of 2026, Carlos Mendoza is a way below average manager. Way below.
He would have been fired last year if 2024, if they don't make the playoffs.
100%. 100%.
If you have back-to-back years of not making the playoffs, he's fired.
Gone. So my question to you is, Armand, do they clean house at the end of the season? Are you confident that they clean house at the end of the season?
I'm confident Mendoza's gone.
Okay.
I think Stearns will still be here. But I also am going to account for the lockout.
Okay.
That's why I don't think Cohen's going to get rid of Stearns. He's still going to want a front office person to be here.
So you think Stearns now does
now I've said this, 90 to 100 losses, if he gets fired. I will not feel sorry for him.
No one should.
No. I don't feel sorry if he gets fired if we have a 90 to 100 loss season.
That's
But I
where
don't
the projection.
I don't think he is going to get fired. And there is going to be a lockout, folks. It's guaranteed 100%.
Well, did you see what I think Jeff Passan?
Yes, what the players union offered.
Yeah.
Here's my warning to everybody. Tomorrow the owners are going to send them their proposal. You are going to get proposals this whole season.
Yeah.
And at every turning point, shape, or form, you're going to hear Rob Manfred on every type of show, whether it's McAfee today, it's going to be on Mad Dog. They might have Rob Manfred on First Take with Mad Dog and Stephen A. Smith. You're going to come the All-Star break, they're going to talk about this. He brought up today, I saw a clip on Twitter from McAfee. From the payroll perspective, there's a $466 million gap difference. You know who made that gap difference? The owners. The owners that spend and the owners who I'm really going after that don't spend.
The ones that don't. Yeah, the ones that have a $50 million payroll.
Or a $73 million payroll.
Right.
And hear this, because I'm glad we're going to get into the league stuff now. How does the owners, 30 owners, make a war chest? It's a bank account, and each of them put $75 million in it. All 30 owners. Miami Marlins, on Fangraphs, their payroll estimated as $73 million.
Yeah, they put $75 million into a war chest.
Had $75 million to put because they know that there's no baseball next year. The entire season's gone. But their payroll this year, and the Marlins only made one free agent signing. Pete Fairbanks, 1 year, $11 million.
My boy Rob had sent me the tweet, and I was looking at it. I'm like, every team should have a floor of $100 million. That should be it.
What more?
Listen, I would take 100 just because 100 million does a lot. Does a lot. They had proposed 150, but 100 is fine. Like, because there's so many other players that you can be able to sign and have at $100 million payroll. Like, really, really and true. Like, think about the Marlins. It's at $72 million they have right now. That's another $27 million, $28 million. You can be able to add 2-3 players with that money and be able to have some more talent on your team. But they refuse to do it. It's lockouts never happen because of the top end of the actual ownership. It's always the guys that don't spend and cry that they don't have any fucking money. So if you don't have any money, then sell the team. Sell the team. But don't hold the fucking the league hostage because you don't want to spend money and win. That's the whole point.
And you're always trading away your good players with 2 years or 1 year left to control.
Some of these teams are just farm systems for other teams.
Yeah.
That's all they are. Because all they care about is the attendance. Okay, we met our attendance quota. We're good for the rest of the year. We're good. We don't need to do anything else.
And they're good when they get the merchandise, because when somebody buys a Juan Soto jersey, right? Some of the Juan Soto merchandise from Major League Baseball, like his jersey, a percentage doesn't go to Juan Soto or the Mets. It gets shared throughout the entire league. Jersey sales get shared throughout the entire league in every sport.
It's crazy. What do you think, Silent Assassin? Do you think that there will be baseball next year?
No.
I think I've been on this since last year. The entire season's going to be missed.
So we're going to get an NHL type of situation.
We're going to get a whole season gone.
Just because I feel like they're both each side's both so passionate about it. Like, they don't want to, like, the players want what they want, the owners want what they want, and I feel like there's not much wiggle room, and that's going to be obviously the big issue, because I feel like the players now are very, I wouldn't say entitled, but
You can say they're entitled, they're soft, but these owners are entitled and soft.
Yeah, so I feel like it's gonna be kind of like a war back and forth, and it's gonna be a long one. Even if like anything were to play, like I don't really want another COVID type of year. Like I don't really care for that. I would want to see a full year or at close as it could be to a full year. I just don't think we're gonna get anything close to that. So
You're only
I
going to
think
have 2 types of baseball
wash it.
next year: Savannah Bananas, banana ball,
Yeah.
and minor league games will be played.
I'll go to
only-
Syracuse and watch some games.
The only players that will not be playing in minor league games is the minor league players that are on the 40-man roster, because they are considered under the players union. So we will not be seeing Jonah Tong next year pitch at all, because he's already a part of the 40-man.
Right.
Even though he gets sent up and down. Zach Thornton, who pitched already this year for us, he's already on the 40-man. He will not be playing next year for the Syracuse Mets or whatever minor league team that.
This has been a long time coming. This was going to happen at some point. Like, you know, it was bound to happen. We've seen the collusion with the owners in regards to how they stopped trying to give out long-term deals with big free agents. This was not a mistake. They started doing this a long time ago, probably like a decade ago, right? Like guys were having to wait long periods of time to be able to get signed in free agency because there was collusion going on. They did not want to spend the money when all of these owners had it.
And they all love the draft picks.
Yeah.
They don't get rid of the qualifying offer. I know the last CBA, the owners went to the players union and said, we will get rid of the qualifying offer, but the international free agent signings, like when they signed these 16, 17-year-olds, they wanted to put a draft into that. And the players are like, why does that have to be attached to getting rid of the qualifying offer?
Right.
Like, just get rid of the qualifying offer.
The qualifying offer is useless. It's absolutely useless. It's absolutely
You have control of players for 6 years. You really need to lose that player, attach a draft pick to him, and get a draft pick back? No, like, you had him for so long.
Right. For longer, you know, you develop
longer. Like if you signed him at 16,
and then get up there, and then you got 6 years. You got an extra 6 years. It's ridiculous. I don't know how much more control an organization can have over a player. It's just fucking ridiculous.
And then really when they first get called up, they have pre-arb, and then there's arb. They control how much they get paid in the pre-arb, and then they have arbitration where it's based on like statistics and whatnot. Yep. When a player gets paid, or they go through an arbiter, it's just like, I will say this. I do think I would like them to copy the NHL in terms of years for contracts.
What do you mean?
So like the NHL starting this July with their new CBA, if you are on your current roster, you could re-sign with your current team for 7 years.
Oh, so that's the max.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the NBA has something similar to that. Like,
they said the NBA actually cut their max contracts down from 7 to, I think it's 5. Yeah,
okay.
5
so
years
like
is the max.
So like free agency in the NHL, you can sign a max year of 6 years. So I need the owners and the players, and especially the owners in the front office. How long is too long on a contract?
Right.
You have to be able to say, we are willing to sign a 7-year max deal. But
I think that's fair.
And I need players to take that as well. But from an ownership standpoint, I can't have you sign that player and then like trade him the next year.
Yeah,
look at like what the Marlins did with Jose Reyes.
Yep.
Like you have to hold that contract, whether it's a guy that's currently on your roster or a guy you signed in free agency. You have to have them for a max of, based on how long the max is, 2 or 3 years.
Right, maybe half the deal, or something like that. Yeah, they got to be something, because like, you know, for me, I'm not opposed to long-term deals, because the long-term deals work out for both the player and the team, right? Especially because, if you got a guy that's a young guy, you want to lock him in for the next 10 to 12 years, that's fine. It's okay. But, just like you said, you got a lot of these small market teams that'll go ahead and lock these guys up at a young age, and they're at a pretty decent AAV, but now they want to get out of the deal. Now they don't want to commit to that long-term money.
As soon as they hit 30,
yeah,
31.
They want to get out of that. So it's just like, there has to be something that goes on, whether it's if they don't lessen the years, then you're going to have to start putting automatic opt-outs in those deals. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't need to be negotiated. It just if the deal is 12 years, you're going to have an automatic opt-out clause at year 6. Like it's automatically in the deal. You know what I mean? If the player wants to get out of it, if the team wants to get out of it, they can be able to get out of that. Or if they want to continue to have that relationship, they can have that. But there needs to be an automatic situation where you just take it out of anybody's hands and it's just already written into the language. You know what I mean? Any thoughts, Silent Assassin? Any thoughts, Nicole, before we get out of here? Because I'm done. Can this team in the next 2 weeks, right? Give me a record. Let me go ahead and go see. Armand, pull up the actual schedule for me. Let's go ahead and go play a game before we get out of here.
Okay, and I want to bring up one thing about David Stearns and his evaluations.
Yes, go ahead.
And decision making, and I had to look this up. So I read Mike Puma's article because I remember that the Mets were one of the teams that called up the White Sox about Garrett Crochet.
That was last season, off season, right?
Two seasons?
Two off season ago?
Yes, when he had 2 years left of control.
Yes, I remember that.
So the White Sox asked for Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams to be a part of the package.
And he said no.
He said no. So I looked up Mike Puma's articles. I wanted to see what the White Sox asked for. So this is what the Red Sox gave up for Garrett Crochet. Kyle Teal, catcher, who was 25th in the top 100. Braden Montgomery, ranked 54th in the top 100. Chase Meredith, second baseman infielder, and a pitcher, Wilkman Gonzalez. That was the package. So Mike Puma, in his article, suggested the 3 guys from the Mets. This is Mike Puma's opinion that would go along with Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams in their package. Luis Angel Acuna, Marco Vargas, and Don Hamill. Those 3 were suggested by Mike Puma. Now, David Stearns, I need you to be better, because I would have rather have traded for a front-of-the-line rotation starter that has 2 years of control than, because let's call it what it is. The real reason why he pulled the deal for Freddie Peralta is because he got 5 years of control for Tobias Myers.
Yeah.
That's why he was good with giving up Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams.
100%.
I would have rather have done this deal if that deal, what I just said, for Garrett Crochet instead of Tobias Myers.
Especially for what he signed for as well.
Yes.
Like, it's a bargain for a top-end elite pitcher. It's a bargain.
Especially, too, like, at least in this moment, none of those prospects have done anything. Really,
Don Hamels is not even in our farm system.
Right. Again, he is the dude that has the land of misfit toys and just doesn't want to get rid of any of them because he thinks that they're all elite players, and they're not. They're not.
And by the way, at that time in the article, Brandon Sproat was ranked 40th in the top 100, and Jet Williams was ranked 52.
And I just
think about this: if we had Garrett Crochet last year, the season he had,
we made the playoffs.
We make the playoffs. Maybe we don't see Nolan McLean. Maybe we don't have to.
We don't see we don't see McLean, and we don't see Tong.
No,
you
probably don't. Unless you look at those guys, unless you see McLean and you put him in the bullpen, because the bullpen was worn out last year. So right now, thank God. Best news: we don't play a game tomorrow. We are
That's
off.
great.
That's
And-
a holiday.
And just to piggyback on what you said in regards to that deal, the biggest thing to me, and I've said this on the show, what pissed me off in the offseason is that David Stearns, and I see somebody said that in the chat just now, Joe Saturn, he scouted Murakami the entire fucking year.
Yeah, he flew
went
there.
out there multiple times, sent scouts, and you, of all the teams that don't want to sign him to a long-term deal, you've seen him more than any other team in the league.
That was my number one guy to replace me.
Right. That was everybody's number one because it was literally penciled in. Yeah, he's going to be a Met. Just because of all the advanced scoutings that we had with him. And you don't take a flyer on him. From that point on, I was done. I was completely done with him.
Mhm. Mhm.
Completely done.
And by the way, the one time we do know that he went and flew out there, he missed a retirement ceremony here during that time. And Murakami hit a walk-off home run in front of David Stearns.
Yeah.
I'm
saw that, and still didn't offer him a deal.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because like his market was relatively like he didn't get anything up until like the last moment from the White Sox, and it's a cheap 2-year, what is it, $15 million, something like that deal.
2-year, $28 million or something.
28,
like that.
So 15, almost 15 a year. And it's like that's just easy, free money basically when you have Steve Cohen as your owner. Just you want that power hitting first baseman, and he's
2 years, $34 million.
Okay, 2 years, $34 million, so 17 a year.
He's on pace to hit 60 home runs, and it's like you're telling me that you're not going to take pay $70 million for 60 home runs.
And here's the funny part. It's an opt out, isn't it, Armand?
Let me double check.
Or is it a straight 2?
I am double checking right now. It is a straight 2-year deal. So,
okay.
So on the luxury tax for the White Sox, he's on the luxury tax $17 million. His pay on the payroll annually is 16.5 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next year is 17.5 million for Murakami. But
what a steal.
He's only going to see the 16 million because next year players do not get paid their salaries during the lockout. But he will become a free agent.
Right. But that makes my point now. The fact that he had a big season, you'll have a full lockout where nobody plays. Everybody's going to lose that season. He's going to be a full free agent. Then the money has just doubled.
100%.
You just double. So now you're going to have to pay him something in the 30s to be able to get him when you could have got him for on the cheap. Probably you would have probably got him for an extra year if you would have been able to negotiate right, because he probably wanted to come here. You went ahead and botched this thing. He has botched virtually every fucking move that he's made. Like we were just talking about this, Armand. Outside of Clay Holmes, he has botched every fucking move that he's made.
Do you know what I did today? I Googled at work because I didn't have a lot of work to do, but I looked up David Stearns' signings and trades from 24 and
I need to hear this. I need to hear it.
So 2024 off-season signings: Harrison Bader, Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, JD Martinez, Jorge Lopez, Jake Diekman, Sentaro Fujinami, Michael Tonkin, Joey Wendell.
These are two fucking roster. Didn't he get cut before the season?
Jake Diekman.
Oh my god!
Now these are the two prominent minor league deals. Sean Reed Foley, that was more of he brought him back, and then Jose Iglesias.
Right.
That's the signings. Now for the trades in the 2024 offseason, Adrian Hauser and Tyrone Taylor in the offseason. Then he traded for Luis Torrens during the season, $100K. The best $100K he's ever spent.
Although he saved his life.
Jesse Winker, Brazaban, Stanek, Paul Blackburn, Tyler Zuber.
All bargain bizarre guys that Brazaban worked out, but come on now.
Now here's his signings from last offseason, 2025. Juan Soto, bringing back Pete Alonso, Frankie Montas, bringing back Ryan Stanek, AJ Minter, Jared Young, bringing back Jesse Winker, and probably his best starting pitcher signing last year, Griffin Canning, before he got injured.
And why we never offered Griffin Canning another contract is beyond me.
Because of his injury. Because
but you would have got him on a discount.
So then his trades from last year, offseason trading for Jose Siri for run prevention in center field. That turned out to be a disaster. And then the deadline, Gregory Soto, Tyler Rogers, Cedric Mullins, Ryan Helsley.
What would you give? What grade would you give him?
It has to be an F. Has to be an F. Has to be an F.
What about you, Nicole? What would you give him?
Yeah. F negative.
Like, we got a comment here. Billy J8X. I really wanted him fired after the collapse last season, but now that this season is over, I really say I make him suffer through the season and keep making himself look bad day after day. I like what you're putting down, man. I like what you're putting down. Listen, I like these press conferences where he looks all bothered and annoyed and uncomfortable. Keep doing them. Keep doing them. I welcome those press conferences because I want him to look as stupid as possible because he does not understand how to build an organization. Everybody keeps talking about Milwaukee. How have they looked since he's left?
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
They didn't win with him. They still haven't won without him.
I was just telling Nicole this. This is not a guy. He's not Theo Epstein. He didn't win World Series. He didn't even get to one.
No.
He didn't even get to one.
But I also put that on the owner. Because the only time Milwaukee spent money and that David Stearns did was trading for Christian Yelich and extending him.
All right.
And then the same offseason they signed Lorenzo Cain.
Yes.
It's the only time they really spent money. But other than that, the owner really, and they've done extensions for like Jackson Churio, but like they traded away Corbin Burns, they've traded away Freddie Peralta. They should have, but they didn't. They played the season out with Willie Adames,
right?
But they let him go. But if he was to get fired, the one guy I would look to hire for Pobo and to have his front office is the general manager of the Dodgers, Brandon Gomes.
Do you think that he would leave?
For a president of baseball operations position? Yes. Because he's not going to get it while Andrew Friedman is there.
Right.
And Andrew Friedman ain't leaving anytime soon.
No.
And you only leave a job if you're getting a promotion in another job.
But is the Mets a promotion?
Well, in this case, yes, because he's going to a team, to an owner, just like the Dodgers ownership group, that's willing to spend money.
What a disaster.
You're not getting Theo Epstein unless you're going to give him partial ownership.
Then give it to him. Give it to him. All right? The guy has won. And everywhere he's going, I don't care. I want to win. Okay? I want people that have won. Don't give me anybody that was some type of carpet salesman in Idaho. I don't care about that.
Well,
okay?
Brandon Gomes, like it or not, he's a part of the Dodgers front office that has won. And
I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him. But
that's my number one choice. If David Stearns was to get fired, go get somebody from a winning organization, an organization that also spends money, and that knows how to develop and scout players.
What about manager?
You saw what I sent you, Barry, a few weeks ago.
Yes,
the day after our game, I went to work and I made a list of the 5 managers. And the reason why, you know why I sent this to you, because my number 5 managers, just make the phone call. You got nothing to lose.
Right.
Dusty Baker.
Call him.
Because the Dusty Baker's call. So my number 4, Albert Pujols.
Okay.
Number 3.
I don't know how I feel about that because he's a Cardinal, but go ahead.
Who does he has ties to? Who did he manage in the WBC?
You're right. I understand.
My number 3 is Carlos Beltran.
That's my guy.
Number 2, you're gonna hate this one, but it's another player. He's been rumored that he wants to manage, and I'm giving benefit of the doubt because the position he plays, and we've seen success with this position at the manager spot.
Is it a catcher?
Yes. Yadi Molina.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. You got 2. Listen, you're pushing your luck here. You got 2 Cardinals on that list. I can't have it. No.
And
I respect him, but I don't want to see him manage this team. Absolutely not. He has caused too much heartbreak and pain for me. I can't have that.
Well, maybe the heartbreak can turn around.
Maybe, but God, that'd be a tough pill to swallow.
And my number 1, and it's going to be everybody's number 1.
Alex Cora.
Yes.
Cora.
Yes.
Give him what he wants. If Cora says, "Hey, the starting price is $17 million," give it to him.
Yes.
I don't give a damn. Give it to him. And say, you pick your staff. We're not going to do any of this analytic bullshit. We locked him in the closet.
Oh.
You go ahead and go pick your staff. Don't worry. You report to me. I will handle it. Don't worry about Stearns. When you need something answered, you come to me. Okay? You don't talk to him. I talk to him. You talk to me. That's the way the line of communication needs to come in. Whatever manager comes in with the Mets, you talk to the owner. You don't talk to him.
Barry, Cora likes analytics. I'm just letting you know. He uses analytics, but I also do think he's a player's.
He is. And what I like about Cora is that he is not scared to hold his players accountable. That's my biggest problem with Mendoza is that you are a substitute teacher. They don't respect you, dog. They like you as a person. Everybody likes Carlos Mendoza as a person. But as a manager, as an authoritarian position, they don't respect you. They just don't. They don't.
So I do have the next schedule up. So we have Miami on the weekend at home. Then is
that a 3 set or a 4 set?
3, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Then they go on the road to Seattle Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, then in San Diego from the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
So 9 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am going 1-8. Nicole, what you got?
I'll do 3-6.
3-6. Armand, what you got?
2-7.
2-7. So, all right, here's the question. I got 1-8, 3-6, 2-7. So we're not too far off. A game here, game there, right? At the end of this 9-game stand or whatever it is, does Mendoza get fired?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
I think he's going through the whole season. They made it if Cohen doesn't step in and then make a decision that he's going and Stearns, I think he's staying the whole season.
If he didn't fire him after getting swept in Miami, and I get it, they had to play a game on Monday. What makes you think he's going to get fired the day after San Diego when there's no game, when they have a day off because they got to come back for the St. Louis series?
They did it to Willie.
That was the Wilpons. This is not the Wilpons.
They fired my man Willie. I didn't like that.
I agree. I thought it was dirty. I thought you should have fired him at the homestand when they lost before getting on the bus and the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like personally they also might have, along with the Phillies, might have called Alex Cora and he's like, I'm not available, and then the Mets kind of decide like internally they don't really have many options. Like the Phillies had Mattingly, which
Like, do
he
you
has
trust Kai Correa?
experience.
Do you trust anybody
So-
in this pitching?
I
don't
want
know.
them to pack Kai Correa up and send him back to where you came from, because he hasn't done anything. He has no impact on his fucking team.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I just don't think that they didn't do what the Phillies did in the offseason and bring in an insurance policy and Don Mattingly.
Well, we thought that Kai Correa was the insurance policy because we've heard such good things around the league. I don't know why we've heard such good things. What has he done? What is he makes sure that the dugout is clean? What does he do? What
The
does
one
he do?
the guy I wanted to bring in for defensive purposes, like Kai Correa, and this would have been like my insurance policy, Ron Washington, who's now
He's so good.
look at what he's doing with Luis Ariz at second base in San Francisco.
Mhm.
Now they suck too, the Giants, but still, he has helped him become better defensively.
They have leadership. They listen. My three. I if they can get Dusty Baker, I think I cry. Right, but we know that it's not going to happen. Alex Cora is definitely the target, but if you want to make the fan base feel good about going forward,
It's Beltran.
You have to get Beltran. Like after 2 miserable seasons, you have to make good with bringing a guy that is beloved here as the manager.
And he got screwed. Let's call it what it is. He got screwed over by the league.
He definitely
when
did.
He was the only one publicly announced for the Astros trash can scam.
Yep.
They didn't call out anybody else.
Definitely got singled out for that one. 100%.
Publicly in the statement, it was his name only.
Yeah, I agree. So it's if it's not David Wright, it gotta be Carlos Beltran.
Well, I asked Beltran, what does he want to do? Does he want to manage, or would he want to be the general manager under Stearns? If Stearns is let's say Stearns is still here.
I don't think that he would want to be on the Stearns. I think that he would.
Well, he already is because he works in the front office.
Yeah, I think that, I think you give him the choice, right?
Yes, that's what I said. You ask him which one he want to do.
Right.
If he says he wants to be the general manager, then okay, give him the title, give him the GM job. Yeah. And if he wants to say, look, if I've got to do one thing, let me pick the coaching staff.
Right.
I would let him make the coach. If David Stearns wants to have final say on players, and Beltran says, let me choose the next manager and let me choose the coaching staff with the manager. Okay, Carlos, there you go. That's your one move.
Yeah. All right. Pretty good show. I felt good at the end. Shouts to Armand for coming in and made me not feel.
Oh, they broke me on Monday. I was at the game.
Oh yeah, well, you over here, you continue to be a glutton for punishment and spend money. That's your problem. You need to stay home. Okay, I am going to stay home. I am not outside of taking my wife to the game for her birthday. I am not going. Not going. Okay, I'm going to sit here and be miserable.
One more game left, and then I'm done for the season.
Salute to you, my guy. It's been fun. Nicole, any last words?
I'm excited for this trade deadline to see what we got coming.
Trade everybody.
Yeah,
all of them.
Okay? I made a list. Now I do. I preference this. I have 4 players with asterisks because I don't know if they would trade them.
Right.
So here's the order. These are Freddie Peralta, because he's a rental. You might as well get some. You'll get something for him because the team will look for him as a rental.
Yeah, he gotta go.
Brooks Raley.
But
he's a rental. He's a rental.
And he's what 37 now? 36?
Yeah. He's a little old, yeah.
Oscar Brazaban. Right now, this is
also
the best.
Another older guy.
And there's control of him, but he's pitching so well right now that you probably could get a decent package for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that because I would rather see the young guys pitch anyway. Guys like Dylan Ross and
AJ Minter.
Yes, he has to go.
Yes,
he has to go.
So now the next 3 have asterisks. Luke Weaver, I don't know because he's here for 2 years, but you never know. Maybe a team really, really needs bullpen help.
Depending how he's pitching, yeah.
Yes. Same thing, Devin Williams. He has a 3-year deal, but he might be the best closer on the market if a team needs a closer.
And you can get a high premium for him.
Yes. So now the next guy should be DFA'd, but I put an asterisk on him because I could see a team like Tampa say they could fix him. David Peterson.
Yeah, they can have him. We don't even want to trade him. Just take him. Take him.
Jorge Polanco, I have on this list.
You know that one I'm iffy about just because he's such a good hitter and he's going because he's coming back, right? I think
he played a rehab game today.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? You know, if we lost today, this would have made more of the rounds. The AA minor leagues do not have the ABS system. He tried to challenge a pitch.
Oh my God.
Now you know if we would have got mollywopped, that video that's already on Twitter would have made it.
That would have definitely been front page news.
But I don't expect a guy like Jorge Polanco, who hasn't been in the AA for so long of his career, to know.
Yeah.
But also remember, he signed for 2 years.
2 years.
So this is technically a team is getting him as a rental because there's no baseball next year.
Right.
So the next one, if he comes back healthy, this is why I have the asterisk on him. Send him
Luis
Robert.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah.
That's why I put the asterisk.
Yeah.
Tyrone Taylor, if he comes back, I'd send him away. He's a rental.
Send him to Mars.
Mark Vientos could go away. Get me Ryan Clifford up here to play first.
Yeah.
I would trade him. Brett Beatty, there'll be a team that loves Brett Beatty. You might as well trade him too. That's my whole list.
Yeah, I agree with all. If they can move every single one of those players, you do it. You do it. You just you replenish the cabinet and you just go, and if you're gonna have no baseball next year anyway, it doesn't matter. Sell them off and you have your young players and you start from scratch. I am done with this crop of players. I want them all gone. I'm just done.
And I'll say this. Done. I know this is going to be a hot take, but with the lockout happening next year, and with my issues with David Stearns as a signing free agents, I don't want him to sign any free agents in the offseason.
Listen, I am just going to be happy that there is a lockout so I don't have to see Mets baseball. That would be good. That would be good to get a year.
That's fair.
Of a break, because you get the year break now. You feel that want and need again, but at least you don't have the pain of having to go through the bullshit. So yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. If there's a lockout, then bring it on. I'll be all right. Armand, good talking to you, man. Good being on the show. We will
Thank you for having me
next week. Hopefully, we have something good to talk about. Hopefully. We can let's just do a show next week. Silence hasn't. Let's go ahead and just do a show on the young players. We're going to go ahead and go scout some of the farm system guys, the young guys that are on the major league roster right now. I don't want to cover anything else. I'm just I don't care about what else is going on. If it's not Juan Soto and Carson Bench, I don't care. Everybody can get sent to Mars outside of that. So until next week, stay safe. Stay cool. Peace.